Hi everybody, this is the Golden Era Bookworm, and after many requests I'll continue with more videos on Larry Scott. In this case we're looking at Larry Scott's tips on sculpting the chest. Now, most of us know the basics such as the bench press, incline bench pressing, decline, and several dumbbell fly variations or machine variations. And when the basics work, they work really well. And here are some examples. We've got Arnold, who mainly built his chest using the bench press, incline, decline, dips, and flies, as did Serge Nubret and Franco Colombo. All magnificent specimens with phenomenal side chest poses. Now, for example, for me, the bench press has always worked. And so this actual video is really for those that have not succeeded in building a decent chest development using the basics. Larry's tips for those that cannot succeed with the basics are to target the upper and lower chest using specific exercises, mainly isolation exercises. Now understand that Larry Scott, a two-time Mr. Olympia, was a student of Vince Gironda. Now Vince Gironda had some very specific ways of training, and being a student of Vince Gironda, Larry learned several isolation exercises which will be described in this video. Gironda and Larry always used unorthodox angles and methods of developing the chest, and I'll go through these as well. And very important was Larry's last tip, in that if the elbow doesn't move, the chest won't work, and so one has to vary the kind of elbow movement. And again, this will be covered by the specific exercises. What are the exercises? Well, for example, for targeting the upper chest, Larry recommends the wide grip bench press to the neck. Now, he actually recommends doing this on a Smith machine with elbows flared out, and I would say don't dare do this on a using free weights on a free bench, because you may end up tearing your tendon or your muscles. I, for example, attempted this 2 years ago with about 250 pounds and tore my tendon right off the bone. So now I use a Smith machine, and even then I'm very careful. Today, for example, I was using just under 200 pounds for high reps, and I felt a little pinch on the other pectoral that I haven't torn yet, and I'm going to take a break from these exercises. These exercises are rather extreme. The elbows are flared out. It is to the neck, and you can have some serious issues with your shoulders. You could easily tear or severely damage your joints, so be very careful with this. And I say it with a warning. Definitely use a Smith machine. Go light, and don't go with your ego first. Use the Smith machine and work the muscle. The next exercise that Larry Scott recommends is dumbbell flies, but varying the bench angle. Not your standard flat bench, but for example using either a incline or a decline, and really focusing on the targeted area. In this case, for example, Larry is doing an incline dumbbell fly targeting the upper chest. The last exercise that he recommends are Gironda dips. These are done using a flared out, I guess you could say a V dip bar, and you can see that he's got his hands pronated forward. They are not in neutral grip as done traditionally. His legs are extended and forward in front of him, and he's also curving his back. He's got his chin against his upper sternum, and he's really going all the way down and all the way up, and this targets the lower chest. It is a very extreme exercise again, and he actually recommends doing this at the very end of a program when you are completely warmed up and you should not do it weighted because most likely you will tear your tendons right off. This should be done again at the end of a workout using body weight only and really focusing on the motion. Let's look at the program now. Larry Scott's program for sculpting the chest is a superset of wide grip neck presses on the Smith machine with incline dumbbell flies. And this, after a few sets, I'm assuming, you would then move on to Gironda dips supersetted with decline dumbbell flies. This program is the program that is recommended by Larry Scott and was one of his favorite programs for sculpting his chest. He was a typical individual that did not gain much from the bench press and the basic exercises. The sources of this information are from Building a Mr. America Chest booklet available on eBay and perhaps on Larry Scott's website, as well as the book Loaded Guns by Larry Scott. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There is Larry Scott posing in a fantastic classical pose, showing the thickness of his arms and more importantly the fullness of his chest. Fantastic. I love this shot. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Give me your comments. I always read them. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And thanks for watching again. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.